Whoa.
Hello, I'm RoseQuartz728, and this is Sippi King from Sippi King Media. And we just wanted to go live today. We tried to do some fun on Stream Labs, but we hit some hurdles. We'll fix that. So here we are live on the, what do you call it? Vertical stream. And we
Vertical
want to talk
stream.
about some controversial subjects. And first off, Sippy King, he's a really up and coming creator. And I've been watching his content for a while. We've done lives before together. If you guys have seen that, if you haven't, they're in the archives. Go check it out. But he's been doing a lot of videos they're fairly short. They're a good soundbite, and it's his opinion, and I love it. I'm really loving his opinion because he doesn't seem to care what others think of him. He just really wants to put his opinion out there. And sometimes I watch them videos and I'm like, wow, man, I got to send him a message like, this is great. Well, one of them was this recently. It was, I hate working with women in the workplace. Was that the title? And I mean, I had to click it. I had to click it. And part of the reason I had to click it is because, I'm a content creator in the moonlight, but my 9 to 5er is working in a restaurant, and I run a restaurant. I do the hire, I do the fire. And so when he said, I hate working with women, I said, man, I got to have a conversation with this guy because I
Hmm.
wonder how many guys feel like that. And I will honestly say straight up, I typically don't like to hire females in my kitchens. And it's not because I don't like females or whatever. It's because sometimes they distract the men in the kitchen. They too cute.
They do.
Some, Sometimes they want to fight with dudes. They think they're better or bigger or whatever. And then a lot of times they kind of be like, oh, well, can you do that for me? Can you do that for me? Can you do this for me? And they play the P power and they don't want to do the job. So I have to try to avoid that. And I usually end up putting most of my females near the front of house or on prep or something. But this subject was so funny. And I watched the video and I really felt for you, man. It sounded like a hostile work environment. So,
Yes, it
guys,
is.
if you guys have never seen Sippy King before, you got to go subscribe. You got to subscribe here. And I really want him to kind of talk a little bit. Don't spoil the whole video because it's good. But like, I want him to tell you guys about this hostile work environment because we all really need to be aware of this. It's not cool and it's not even legal. So, I mean, it's a great subject. I love this, but I'll let you tell the story.
No, yeah, number one, number one and foremost, when it comes down to a work environment, it can be any work profession like construction, traffic control, work the warehouse, and it's you have multitudes of people with different personalities, with different family backgrounds, upbringings, and some people was raised with standards, morals, and hard working ethics, and some people they just don't have no work ethic, they don't have no communication skills, or have no respect. The main thing is many people out here don't have respect or understand what respect is. It's not about perfecting your job. In some cases, it's about the respect. It's like you have to appreciate an opportunity in the workplace, especially in this economy, because
Yes.
a job is hard to come by. Times are hard, and the American dollar is losing its value. So, therefore, each dollar, every cent becomes precious. That's why a lot of these jobs are not so quick to hire people because people don't appreciate opportunity, and people like they don't know how to talk to their supervisors correctly or respectfully or their leads. And my profession is traffic control slash construction, and I personally have dealt with this problem for years in my life, dealing with this work profession that I specialize in. I don't see people who are leads who drive the work trucks, like the trucks that hold the signs and the cones and the equipment. When it comes down to women, I love all my black sisters and I love all my Caucasian women out there. I don't hate nobody. But the thing is, you have to honor your job. You have to honor your co-workers. You
Yes.
you you have to honor your supervisors because They do. They are the ones who give you an opportunity to make a paycheck every week to pay your bills. But the problem is people don't know how to talk to people properly, for one, and for two, it's like people they come to work with an attitude. They come to work with this aggression, like they are mad at the whole world. You can't come to work with that type of energy because it makes the work environment a toxic place to work at. That's why at a lot of companies, like a lot of places, there's a high turnover ratio. There's a very high turnover ratio in my profession, in my field that I am certified in. There's a high turnover rate inside these restaurants and warehouses. That's why these people that own these restaurants, these warehouses, these companies, that's the main reason why they are not so quick to hire anybody because their money is on the line, like their investments. When you what people don't understand is when a company hires a individual, that's a investment. Like they are putting money into you, they're taking a risk on you. So when you come to the workplace with that toxic attitude, or you break rules, like you come to work late multiple days, or you miss days, or you come to work with a violent aggression or verbal aggression, you making the workplace a toxic place. In so many words, people people it has an effect on everyday people too, because
Yes.
when it comes down to this work environment, also you have to think about mental health. Like a toxic work environment will have a mental toll on a person's mental. And in some cases, people will quit their jobs because of verbal abuse from
Right.
superiors or co-workers. You have some supervisors and leads, they quit their job because of the workers who is in a lower position. They disrespect them, they make threats towards them, they say racial slurs towards them. This has happened. Like, this has happened. I done witnessed this with my own two eyes. That's why it's healthy to create a healthy work environment,
Oh yeah.
because you have to create a healthy work environment because that way people won't quit their jobs, people won't be overly stressed out, people won't quit the job. You'll produce more, you will profit more with your business. If you own a business, you will profit more if you be strategic about the type of people you hire on these jobs. For real. That's for real. And the same thing apply in pro sports. If you pay attention,
Yeah.
like these football teams like Jacksonville Jaguars and Saints, New Orleans Saints, basketball teams like the Lakers and Celtics, if you pay attention, they are not so quick to draft or just sign anybody. They have to do a evaluation of each player, because a professional sport is like a 9 to 5 job, is just a career. That's the difference. The same
A
thing
$1 million
applies
career.
in work.
It's a
It,
million
it's
dollar
it's the same thing.
career.
It's $1 million career, but it's basically the basics applies in everyday life in the workplace.
True.
That's You have to be that way. You have to be cautious and picky about the type of individuals you hire. That's why when you apply for a job and you go through the hiring process, the application, drug tests, and also the background check. That's the reason why these companies do background checks, because they is trying to build a healthy work environment. That's how a company prosper and grow and profit. you know but when it comes down to My profession, once again, I don't want to jump off topic, but when it comes down to my profession, when it comes down to women, when you mix women with men inside a truck to set up like a zone for a digger truck or a power line company like Georgia Power or Alabama Power, it's always going to be tension because certain personalities don't fit with certain personalities. It's not saying I'm not trying to be funny. You have great women out there who work hard and bust their butt, but you have those certain types of women, that they bring their emotions to the workplace. That's their flaw. You cannot bring your emotions to the workplace, to your job. That's the quickest way to get fired. You actually have
So
companies who do evaluation on that.
let me ask you this. What do you
Uh-huh.
feel about companies hiring like EOE, right? Like, so they have to hire a certain amount of women in your field,
Right. Right. That's
So
smart.
they
Smart.
have to, but then you have to work with them, and that's what you have to deal
Exactly.
with is, man.
Right.
And I'm sure construction or whatever you're into is for a woman it's not ideal. It's probably not what they want, but it pays well
Right.
and it maybe benefits. So I know what you're saying. It's like it's crazy anybody would create a toxic environment, but it's almost as if this equal opportunity thing creates it, right? Because in
Right.
my opinion, as the sexist person I am, I don't think women belong on the construction sites. I think they should be on the phone or, or whatever, bringing
Yeah.
lunch. And maybe that's terrible, but
Right.
I don't think a female should have to do that. If she wants to, maybe, I've met
Right.
a lot of women who are managed and they love that kind of work, but they're built for it and they act more like a dude. Okay.
When
And
it,
that's fine.
you're right.
I feel
Excuse me.
like these
You right.
real women thrust in that environment, it's not
Mhm.
a good fit. But we force it.
Right.
You know what happens when you force it, right? It don't work.
Right.
So I wonder if this equal opportunity just makes it a
Yeah.
worse opportunity for the people that belong there.
Right. But I mean, my whole thing is when it comes down to a woman working with a man in a physical work environment like construction or power lines, like utility work. I fully agree with you on that because a lot of men are easily distracted from
Yes.
it. That can also be toxic.
Yeah.
And it's
Men are
definitely
very
it's
men
definitely
are very visual
yeah.
and they're also competitive with each other. And so I noticed that
Right.
where in my restaurant, when I'm hiring, I have to be careful. Yeah, I want to have hot girls on the front serving. I sure do. It brings the crowd in. But if they're too
Exactly.
hot or too friendly, no, they're too
Right.
friendly, then they just get wrapped up with them cooks, and the cooks don't do their job. And then it always ends
Right.
up either two of them quit or they get fired. So it's very
Right.
tricky. You have to really match personalities when you're mixing men and women. And so
Right.
this is terrible. This will sound terrible, but I typically don't like to hire an alpha male in my kitchen. Number one
Nah, that's
reason,
not good.
my boyfriend's the alpha male and he runs it, right? You know what I mean? And then my son is very much an alpha male and he's second running. And they're not going to
Right.
put up with nobody who wants to dethrone them. So I have to be very
Right.
careful that I pick men to hire that will just fall in line and follow the leader. But yet,
Right.
they have to be able to do the job and capable. And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about because I'm sure you have both types in your
Oh
job
yeah.
place. But it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
like they call it the beta male. I don't know if that's the exact term for it, but there's leaders and followers. And I do believe it's like alpha
Exactly.
and I don't beta or whatever. But my son is definitely an out. Like today, he was freaking out. And I'm like, you can't act like that in front of these girls. You're gonna
Right.
scare them, And he's just like, he's 18 and he's full of it. But when I'm hiring, I have
Right.
to be very careful. I pull in a guy like that, he could make three other people quit.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
definitely. That's That's my whole point. That's my whole point. That's why you have to use strategy when you
Yes.
hire workers in your, you know,
Right.
company, your business. But when it
I
comes
never
down,
liked working for women myself. Like working
right,
for them. Working with them is okay, but working for them,
right,
I can't do it. I can't do it.
nah, 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 nah,
Not for
nah.
me.
But when it comes down to women, if a company, or I'm gonna say a warehouse, right? A warehouse can have multiple departments. The smart thing to do is to place women in one department by themselves, and place the men in a different department by themselves. That would be the
Right.
smartest thing to do. Because from my work history, like I said, when you mix and mingle both sexes together, people become distracted. They're not focused. They not they are not performing their job duties properly.
Right. You
For,
know what I'm talking about.
for
And the
real.
guys will talk, and all
Real.
three of them be huddled up together. Did you see the new girl?
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So
Right.
it's crazy. If you want to keep a business flowing, you really got to have the right people in the right place, because too much of that just, I mean, it's not good for the female. It's not good for the dudes not doing their job. It's not good for the higher ups
Right.
not getting the productivity.
Right.
It's very
Right.
it's like an equation. It's like a math equation to hire for
Right.
the workplace. But some companies,
Exactly.
maybe the person hiring isn't experienced and doesn't know the psychology of it. Because it really is a mind game more than anything, if you ask me. Because you're always going to have people that
Facts.
want to work harder or some that want to slack off. But that's fine. You're always going to have that. But when it comes to like fitting personalities together, like, I have certain cooks who can't work with other people below them because they're intolerant, or I have certain cooks that need to work with someone a little intolerant or they're lazy. So you have to like fit the pieces together perfectly. So the workplace is really interesting, but I have found honestly that people would rather take a cut in pay than work in a hostile work environment. And in this day and age right now, who can afford to choose lower pay for a better environment? I know I can't,
It-
or I would,
I,
because
I
in the kitchen we get heated. We be yelling at each other. You're stupid. You
mhm.
did that. I can't believe you did that. And then like an hour later, like, sorry about that. Sorry, it was
Hmm.
crazy. Because we have
Right.
100 tickets we got to do in an hour, and then it drops off. There's three people, so then we make up. We're all
Right.
good. But like, the construction field and stuff like that must be a little bit similar, where it's hot
It,
day, working outside and stuff like that. You gotta get aggressive, and then later, it's time to chill. It's time to clock out. Sun's going down. It's better. I'm sure it's the same, but
right.
it's crazy. I really think people would
Because
take a cut pay to get out of the
yeah.
toxic environment.
Mhm. Because in my situation, like yesterday, I clocked out around 5 ish. And I was only clocked like 9.5 hours with this young lady. This young lady was from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm guessing she was around 28, 29 years old. And basically, she went the whole day without, you know, collaborate with me about the job, about doing what we have to do to perform our job duties. Like when we got to the job yesterday morning, and basically she got the truck and basically walked up to the contractors, but she didn't say much to them, and she left and walked back towards the truck, went to the back of the truck, pulled the cones out, and started putting cones around the dead truck, right? But
Right,
normally in my profession, there's a team of two people. The one person is the lead, the individual who is driving the truck. The other one is the assistant. I'm the assistant.
right,
So basically, she like I said, pull out the cones, place them in the work zone, like the taper and all that. So I had to watch her and follow her lead. So I pull out some
right,
cones and set up my taper. So the dig truck was digging trenches for the power lines. And thing is, I was standing at the at the beginning of the road by the highway. She was standing at the end of the road by the dead end. We was on a dead end road. Our job requires that when the lead pulls up to the work site, it's their job to get out the vehicle, walk up to the contractor, and discuss the plan, like the game plan of what we're going to do for that whole work day. And then that she's supposed to relay that to me because I am the assistant. So after that, we supposed to set up the work zone together as a team.
Right.
And then get our equipment like stop and slow pedals, helmets, and stuff like that. But instead of that happening, this lady did not say not one word to me. The whole time I was in that work vehicle with her, I felt a evil vibe, a mean, evil
Mm-hmm.
vibe. She
That's
didn't
not
say nothing
fun.
to me.
Yeah.
She didn't even turn around to even look at me and say good morning, or she didn't say not one word to me, work related.
Yuck.
And I felt it. I
That's
felt it.
disgusting.
I and the thing is, at the this lady did not want to bring me back to my vehicle. When it was time to clock out, she parked her. We picked up all of our equipment and we went back to a duck off spot on the work site because the work day was over. But I ain't gonna lie to you, we rode the clock back 15, 20 minutes. But I was ready to get back to my car because I was irritated. So instead of that happening, she get out of the truck, cut off the truck, cut off the AC, walk out in this freaking field, high grass. It could have
And
been snakes and everything in there, and I'm irritated because I'm hot. It's 95 to 100 degrees outside. I'm sweating like a river, and I'm like, what in the heck is this lady doing? Something is seriously wrong with this lady. So I get out the truck, I walk, I follow her. I said, hey, could you please take me back to my car? I'm ready to get out your truck. Please take me back to my car. And she was like, huh? What you said? I said, take me back to my car so I can get out of your truck and you won't have to worry about me anymore. So when I told her that, she took her happy time to walk back to the truck. But when she did it and she took me back to my car, friend, I jumped out that car like a rabbit. I don't time I jumped out that truck like a rabbit. I ran to my car. I said, I can't work with her no more. I can't do this. No,
you know what's
no.
funny too? Another thing I realized, being a mom to boys. I have two boys,
Right,
and my
right,
my oldest is 18. And the more I realize, I never knew this growing up, and I never knew this in my adult life till my child got older. But he's like
right.
scared of women. He's terrified to talk to women. He's terrified to be around women. So it's like women really need to be a little more considerate. Like men are like literally
They do.
afraid of you, nervous around you, no matter what,
Yeah,
no matter what you look like or what you act like. And they just,
right.
I feel like most want approval and just want to be accepted. And it's just so funny to me, but I don't think women have a clue about that. I don't think women have a
They
damn
don't.
clue.
No, some
More
don't
men are
understand
really
it. Like,
men are really rocked by a female in a bad mood
mhm, yeah,
because they all had
they
a
really
mama
are.
that probably did that. They all had a mama that probably was in a bad mood once and they didn't like that day.
Right,
And
right.
it's just a mind blowing thing for me. It's so psychological. Like if she had just said, "Hey, how are you?" and then gone about her day, it would have been a different
Right.
vibe, right? So
It would
just
have.
a little considerate, behavior and acknowledgement of people, it goes a long way. It really does. And I noticed that when I walk in the workplace, there's only a few people
Mhm.
that say hello to me. Like the ones that do, I think that's a team player, man. They're trying to make a good day.
You know something? it's something. This is something to think about right here. Some of these companies need to come up with a solution when it comes down to a multiple sexual gender in the workplace, right? When you have a man and a woman in the workplace, you need to generate or sign a contract with a counselor and get some of these
Mm.
women to go to counseling,
Ooh.
and men too. Like some of these
Ooh.
companies need to put people in counseling because
Some of them do.
a lot of many people need to work on their mental health because
Some of
that
them do that.
mental yeah, having a mental health issue in the workplace is also something that causes the workplace to become toxic, especially
That's an
women,
awesome point.
because women, yeah,
That's an
yeah,
awesome point. Now I'll
for
be the
real.
one to say it, but let me say it. Don't say this, but women have a cycle
Mm-hmm,
and they're not
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
normal every day of the month. You know what I'm saying? There's some days
Nah,
of the month they're a
nah,
little more on
nah.
edge. And that
Right.
honestly should be considered
Mm-hmm.
mental health too. And it's not.
It
And so maybe women
right,
need more of an outlet or someone to talk to at work. That's a great idea. But also, you know what I'm
right.
saying? Like, they shouldn't make that a man's problem. They shouldn't make that their
Definitely not.
coworker's problem. You
Right.
feel what I'm saying? Like, there's enough resources in the world to make it more comfortable for a female to go through that process. But it's like, you shouldn't bring all your crap to work and dump it on people you barely know. I think that's terrible. But I mean, like, women in the workplace, it's really interesting because it's all spectrum. It's totally spectrum. And I'm going to tell you, men and women, that's just part of it. I've hired trans people that just flip the whole crew upside down. I hired a
Man,
male to female trans, and basically he was on the medication to become a female but never gone through the operation, and it was fine most of the time. And that dude, they were a beast on the grill, and they could just flip like I've never seen. So that person was very high up on my list of capable people like in that restaurant. But it seemed like every day I've got a problem with this person. I got a problem with that person. And it made me think about how a normal woman has a cycle of hormones. But then these trans people, no judgment towards it if that's what you want to do. But be careful with those drugs
right.
because they do make you a little nuts in the head. And that's where I started thinking that hormones are really more mental health than people think.
It
I don't
is.
think I ever really felt depression in my life except for after having a baby, you know? So it's like, it's very strange. It's very strange that, now we don't just have two genders in the workplace. We have tons of them, right? Supposedly there's a million genders or whatever. But that even adds another boomerang into it. Oh, well, now this is trans person. They want to be called they. And if I say the wrong word, they're offended. Like I had to fire people for calling them the wrong gender when it's
Right.
like, if you don't have a sign on your head, people are confused. They don't know what to say, but you're in a workplace, so you got to say something specific. So what, I have to pass out a
Right.
memo being like, okay, he wants to be called a they, so it's very trying, like, to be the boss. So
Right.
from all these angles, it's insane. And I can't even believe it. But another thing is hiring in different cultures. Okay. I
Right.
have about a 50-50 block of employees. It's usually about 50% white, 50% black. Sometimes it's more black. It just depends. Like after COVID, I had more black employees for a long time. Now it's kind of filtering to more white, which is weird. It's about 50-50 though. And once in a while, I'll
Right.
have some Spanish people in there, here and there, which I love because they're bilingual. But I don't know. It's just funny how there's so many things that go into building a workplace. So now when you get into race, now you've got culture and race, and that's fine. We should all be able to get along, right? We're all on this planet. We're all breathing the same
Facts.
air. We're all dealing with the same
Facts.
garbage from the government, right? So, like
Right.
we should get along, right?
Right.
And for the most part, we usually do at my place. But I have had a couple times. I had one time where I had a black guy take a knife to a white guy. And after carefully watching the cameras and listening in, I fired the white guy. The black guy took a knife right to him and said, I'll
Right.
cut you. But after watching the video for hours before that, that white guy was really driving in crazy. And I said straight to him, I brought the knife to you myself. The way you acted to him, I'm surprised he was that calm. And I said, I also know him very
Mm,
well. He's worked here longer than you, and he has a very calm demeanor. So for someone to get him to that point, shit, I'm ready to back
right.
him up. So
Right.
that
Right.
that really flipped it in my workplace. People were like, wow. But I'm very,
Hmm.
very particular in the details. I'm not just gonna, oh, black guy held a gun to you, a black guy held a knife to you. What's the real story here? Because I'm not just gonna quick and jump on that. That's crazy. And it was a crazy situation. Like for all intents and purposes, the police should have showed up. But these guys handled it. Uh, they never called me. I just found out the next day from someone else. And it was just, they kind of sort of handled it. But I had to get rid of that guy. He was instigating shit, trying to bother people, making calm people pull a knife. That's a hostile work environment. That's not cool. And 90%
Definitely.
of the people I hire have a record. So they don't want to go back to jail. They don't want to deal with a cop. And it's not cool. It's like, I don't know why people can't just show up and do the job, take the money, and go home. We all need more money. So, like, why are we paying with each
Right.
other like that? Unless it generates money. So I don't understand. People need to like on the content create thing in their spare time, maybe. Because I got no free time. I don't know about you. You got free time. See, you're
I
nailing out
do
these
off and on.
videos.
Right.
You
I
just put
have
out what,
spare
4
time off
videos?
4 videos. Yeah,
That's awesome.
because
I
my work
can't
hours.
keep your buddy up.
Yeah, my work hours vary. So like certain days I can drop three. Some days I can drop four. Some days I can
Nice.
drop only one. But that
I hope.
it's more it's more like an outlet for me. You know,
Yes. Me too.
coming
Me
from
too.
work. eh, Yep, especially when you are are involved or around a toxic work environment. It's like content creation is the only way to like let it out. You know, even your personal life is you can let it out. You have the whole world to talk to speak to.
Yes.
So that's
Like
my
an
outlet.
outlet. Yes. A platform and an
Yep.
outlet. I agree with that. And I kind of enjoy it because in my work environment, there's so much on my shoulders. Like I wear a lot of hats. I have to do, this, that, and the other, hire, fire, yada, yada, mitigate all this. And I also, I pay the paychecks, these important, pressureful things. So when I come home and I can
Man.
just grab a glass of wine online and just chat with my
Right.
people on here, it's
Right.
so relaxing to
Right.
me. Now, I don't make the
Right.
same amount of money. Content creating, I don't think you even make any money until you hit like 100,000 people or you get some major brand deals.
Right.
I feel like, it's like treading water till you hit it big and you might pay it
Right.
off, but it might not. But for me, I don't do it for the, $200 a month I make. I honestly do it because I love the community that I'm meeting. Like I met you just surfing through lives. And I was like, hey, you only had a
Right.
couple of people in there. So I'm like, hey, what's up, man? I like you were talking about, I can't remember the subject. You always pick good ones. And I said, hey, man. And we started talking. And I was like, yeah, we go live sometimes. So it was pretty cool to meet you like that. And I've met so many people on here who are fans or even like they come in as a troll. And I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? And I like
Right.
flip them
Right.
around. Now they're a fan, you know?
Mhm.
So it's amazing. I've met so many cool people that are content creators all across the world. I know I love the experience of it, even though it's not a high paying job. I don't know about you, but
Not,
I love it.
not for me. Hopefully one day, I pray one day I hit it big. I hope I do. I mean,
I think
even if I don't, it's all good. But hopefully, hopefully, one day.
I think you're very close to 4,000 subscribers, and I remember when I had 4,000. I guess it was last year. This year I've been struggling just to gain 1,000. It's weird. I have the slowest
Yeah.
growth year I've
Weird.
ever had. It's what it is,
To,
but I really still enjoy the community, the people. Like for example, Matt, he's a moderator on here. He's amazing. I've got Jeff, he's amazing. Name this account later. He's great. All these people that come in all the time, they want to check in with me and stuff like that. I think that's great.
right.
I don't have that at my other job. I have customers, that come in, they want food. They want to see me and say hi, but they initially come in for food, right? So it's great to
Right.
have that being on display and having to serve and to, do this for that person, do that, and then run the psychology of the crew. It's rough. So then when
Right.
I get home, I'm like, man, I'll
Mhm.
just relax. And some days I don't want to live. I'm like, why do I want to? The other day, I think it was Tuesday or maybe it was last week. I said, man, I am not feeling this today. I do not want to, because sometimes YouTube's a hostile work environment. I get some nasty comments, nasty trolls on there that I don't appreciate. And so, sometimes it's stressful to me. And just one day I was like, man, yesterday was okay, but it just wasn't a lot. I just don't feel like doing it today. What if I just stopped doing it for the summer? And I thought that in my head. So, how like the phones, I think they can read our mind. Well, I
Yeah.
go live
I
anyway.
mean,
I hit,
it
dude,
happens.
I
It happens.
had like 5,000 people in there. I had like 5,000 people in that live. And I was like, thank God I went live because I needed that boost. And it was like they read my mind. They knew I was about ready to give up. Throw me a bone. It's just so fun, man. It's funny how it works. So I don't know. With
Right.
content creation, I feel like you just keep going, keep going, keep going.
Right.
And I think you will
It's
be
just like an
big. And then
everyday.
you can leave the other job.
It's just like everyday job to me. Every so often I might skip a day. Like today, I have skipped. I didn't post no video today, but tomorrow I'm gonna post maybe two. Saturday, I'm off on the weekends. I don't work, so I may drop 4 or 5 Saturday. I may just do that. I may just do that. Drop
Oh, you
five
could do.
Saturday.
Have you ever tried this where you record them all in one day and then you release them slowly? You could do
Oh
like
yeah.
one
Oh yes.
day, 2 days later.
Hmm.
I like doing that because then it's
Oh
like
yeah.
a day off.
Right.
Kind of nice.
Right. And and basically you can you and basically you are helping the algorithm understand your video that way too, because really it takes YouTube algorithm 24 hours to process and understand the
Yes.
video. As long as you do your SEO properly, it can really help your channel. So I need to reapply that strategy myself, but 24-hour wait time is smart. It's smart.
Yeah, I think it
Yes.
is. I think it is. And I've noticed a lot of the times the views are slow, but it depends on the video. Like I did one recently, it was like a try on haul of clothing or whatever. And I've done hauls
Right.
before. I've done this before. They didn't do much. This one initially had like 30 views, so I was like, it's doing nothing. But now, I mean, it's only been up maybe a month. Now it's up to 500 views. So I was like,
Whoa.
wow, like I didn't expect that. And I don't watch my analytics anymore. I used to like a hawk, but it was disappointing. It caused me
Right.
pain, because I work real hard on that video when I release it, and I'm like, 3 views. 3 views, and then,
Yeah.
and then I gotta go to the post and be like, "Why aren't you guys watching my videos?" But I have bad luck with the videos. I have better luck with lives. I have better luck with shorts. And honestly, it's weird because shorts never used to pay. It seems like now my shorts are paying more than my videos, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's just me, but it's interesting. The ebb and
Uh,
the flow of
yeah.
YouTube, and it's really changing. I know they just did some upgrades.
A matter of fact, I'm slipping because my shorts are good shorts, right? And normally I would drop like 2 or 3 shorts a day, and I haven't been dropping no shorts in a month. But actually, excuse me, yeah. Actually, I am about to get back around to dropping shorts. like every day, because those shorts will grow your channel. Like it will grow your
Oh
channel.
yeah, it brings in viewers for sure. Hey, we have a question. I'm going to ask you this, and you should answer this. I'll name this account later. Says, how should management deal with bullying and gossip? I'll let you answer, and then I'll tell you what I do.
When it comes down to that gossip on the job, that should be illegal. Like you have to when it comes down to that, when it comes down to gossip on the job, in a way you really can't stop it, because when the workers are actually out there in the field, or they are in the back of the restaurant, being a manager, you're not going to be around them, or you're not going to be with them 100% of the time. So you can't completely stop it. But what you can do is enforce, some type of rule to, to let them know that gossiping, the gossiping, or stirring up trouble, you know, spreading false rumors around can get you terminated. Like spreading false rumors that can damage somebody's name or reputation. Yes, you can fire them for that. Yes. So I feel like it shouldn't be no gossip. I feel like that needs to be against the law in the workplace for real. Because gossip can cost somebody their life. It can
Right,
cost somebody their life. So yes, that needs to be illegal, really. And I personally feel like I am a victim of that. A couple of days ago, from a harsh experience that I have been through at work myself. Yes. A lot of gossip come from those phone conversations too. When people they hop on the cell phone during the work shift, that should be illegal anyway, because a lot of times people will slick text the next co-worker in the next room over, or
yes,
the next text, the next co-worker that's 2 cities over. He could be texting something, something that can cost that man his job or his life.
right.
For that's serious stuff. Yes. But what's your thought? What's your take on it? Because that's my take.
So most of my problems end up, with gossip and rumors. Tends to be on the front of house and not the cooks in the back.
Mhm.
And I usually
Right.
just knock it right down. I'm like, if you're gonna continue talking about each other and being nasty like that, I'll get rid of all of you,
Right.
and I'll just start
Exactly.
fresh. And that's what I tell them. It
Yeah.
usually clears it up. And if there's one person that's nasty, I keep my eye on them. I isolate them
Uh
with
huh.
people that they can't do that banter with, or I make them work with me.
Right.
You want to talk about me?
Right.
Go for it. I ain't bothered. You know what I mean? I ain't bothered. I'm the boss, baby. They all hate me. They all hate me. They all talking about me.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing new to me. It's gonna keep going on and on and on. So you know what? And there was one incident recently where I did fire a kid he was just talking nasty. He was talking about customers and employees. I couldn't have that, so I had to
Right.
let him go.
Right.
And he of course he's black guy on the front of house, skinny black guy. And I told him, I'm sorry, I gotta let you go for this crazy. This keeps going on, you won't stop. And then he calls me racist. And I said, you can call me whatever you want to call me. I said, but you're not going to come in here and poison this crew with your nastiness. So go home and tell your
Right.
mommy what I did to you and cry about it. But that's it. It's
And
over.
that's the problem. That's
It
the
ain't
problem.
even racism. If it was racism, I'd be like, it's because you're black. But it was like
Right.
because he was nasty. Yes, he was my only front of house black guy, but that's not the point. You don't get a savings.
Yeah.
You don't get saved because you're a certain culture. You did the deed,
Right.
dude. They got you axed. So,
Right.
if it was a white girl, I'd have done the same thing. And I was really put off by that. I'm like, dude, come on. But I can't even tell you how many times I've had the race card, or how many times I've had some little girl go to like a local word of mouth page and be like, oh, she's
Yeah.
racist and she didn't pay me correctly. And it's like, I do everything by the law, baby, and I treat everybody the same. I talk
Right.
to everybody the same way. Talk to my son that way. I talk to a grown man that way. Talk to you little girls that way. If you don't like how I talk
Right.
to you, there's 100 restaurants in the area you can go walk to. And
Right.
I let them know that there's 3 doors. Nobody's keeping you here. So I just feel
Right.
like that's too like why would you want to work in a place where you want to talk about everybody else? What is the
That's
appeal to it?
toxic.
Yeah, it's like you enjoy being toxic, and those people I get rid of.
Right.
I get rid of them. It's not worth it.
Hmm.
It's sooner or later they're gonna come turn on me.
Right.
And
Right.
your coworkers
And that's
are
the
nicer
problem.
to you than me.
Right. That's the problem right there. It's like people feel like they are entitled to do what they want to do on the clock, but you working for somebody else. Like you working for someone who gave
Exactly.
you an opportunity. Like you can't bring toxic energy and be disgraceful. Like ungrateful. You can't be
I agree.
ungrateful for somebody who who gave you an opportunity. And like that,
You
my
gotta
my kind, my people have a tendency. My kind, my people of my melanated skin color have a tendency of doing that. Like you can't all because you screwed up and made a mistake. You can't blame that shit on the supervisor or the owner
right.
or the hiring manager. You can't do that. Can't do that.
Right.
No, if you wrong, you wrong. When you right, you right.
And
And
here's the
that's
thing
what
is
it
every
is.
hiring manager hires you in to do the job you say you can do. So
Hmm.
come in and do the job you say you
Right,
can do and go home. Why bother yourself with
right,
all the drama? Like, and I know some jobs are worse than others, but you get involved in that, it's your own fault. Come to work, do
exactly.
what you said you were gonna do, and do what you're supposed
Right,
to do. There ain't no problem ever.
right.
Like it's clean in and out. And but there's always those people at the workplace that are like, oh, I'm gonna cause a problem. And I don't understand that. I
Mm,
don't understand why those people, certain people do that. And I've had it be little white girls, I've had it be big black guys, I've had it little Mexicans do it. But sometimes people just get this evil in them where they want to cause hate
they
and
do.
discontent. And I don't understand
Right.
it. And it's hard for
I,
me to fire someone, especially, I'm taking your
right,
income away. After I chose
right.
you out of a batch, I chose you specifically and gave you the job. Now I've got to take it away. That's not a place I want to be. I don't enjoy that.
No,
I don't enjoy that.
no.
So it's just weird for people to act like that anyway. Working for an employer, it's like I wouldn't say it's like a gift, but it's like a contract. You know what I mean? And you're saying I'm going to come in and do the job you hired me for, and then I'm going to go home and cash my check. And the
Right,
employer's like, "That's exactly what I want going on, like, keep that up," and if you breach that
right.
contract and you decide, "Oh, well, I'm gonna come in for money, but I'm gonna cause problems over here," that's demonic. Every employer should get
That's
rid of
the
that.
money.
It's demonic,
Exactly.
and I
Exactly.
don't understand
Exactly.
why people get like that. It's gotta be demons in them. Because why would you wanna go bother people? Like, what?
Right.
Who has that in them and why? Like, why do you wanna bother people? Who we're all
Yeah.
trying to make money.
Obviously, they're having problems at home or something is not
Gotta
right
be.
in their brain set.
It's
That's
gotta
why.
be. It's gotta be,
It,
man.
mm-hmm.
I
Definitely.
hope I hope everybody on
Definitely.
this live. I thought this comment's funny. I got to read this one. He says Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg. Like I thought that
Hey, I'll take it. I'll
I
take
really
it.
liked when they
I'll
combined
take it.
like that. So I'll take that too.
Yeah, we'll take
Martha
it.
Stewart looking pretty hot for
We'll,
80s. She's pretty hot. I'll take it. I'm
mm,
only 85.
mm.
That is funny.
Don't come
But
in somewhere.
I hope everybody on here goes to your channel and I hope that they check out your recent videos because your last four are
Right,
bangers and they're controversial and I love it. And I think on YouTube you have a choice. Do you want to do that or do you not want to do that? And you don't have to do it all the time.
right,
I think once in a while when you
right.
do test that boundary, it does work.
Mm-hmm.
And they call it clickbait
Right,
sometimes or whatever, but it's a necessary
right.
evil on social media. And I really think your videos are great. And I don't know why you don't have 10,000 followers yet, but you're on your way. I know you're on your way.
Oh, I'm gonna get there.
I think so.
I got faith. I have
And
faith.
do you have time to keep chatting or you got to run? I can't remember what time you said. It's about
Yeah, I might
7:30.
leave out. I say about 7:30. I'm gonna have to take off about 7:40. No more, no later than 7:40 for sure.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, we stay about I'll say about 12 more minutes or something. Then I have to take off.
Now, how long have you
Yep.
been on YouTube total?
I have been on YouTube about 3 years now.
3 years. And then
3 years.
Facebook, you're getting a lot of traction on Facebook too. I noticed that with
Right.
what was the video that got the good reactions? Like a lot of crazy reactions. What was the name of it?
It's three actually. Three recent videos. One was about the co-workers, about co-workers are hateful. I mean, co-workers are the most hateful people.
No, it was
And
the
the other
reparation
one,
one. It was the reparation one.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah reparations. It's called white people. White people don't owe black people reparations. Here's why. That video has gotten 2.7K views,
And
and
I
it been
saw the
shared 3 times.
comments. I saw the comments on Facebook and I couldn't believe it. I was like, good for him. In a way, I'm like, good for him. But I'm like, oh, I hate that people are hateful with it because you're just
Right,
trying to open people's minds to a different idea
right,
than the basic narrative. And I love it. And
right,
I think you should keep doing that because they're going to call you names and stuff like that. But that's how you win. I don't think you can
right,
succeed with 100% support. You have to have some
right.
haters. I really think it's possible. It's not possible to
Hey,
succeed with haters.
I was called a sellout. I was called a sellout.
Well, let them talk. Let them talk. I saw that too.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it.
that's I'm a clown from the circus.
I don't think they watched the video. I think they looked at the title and I don't think they watched that video. That's my
I
feeling
don't
on
think
it.
so.
I get
No,
a lot of
they
that
didn't.
too.
Some,
Sometimes they see that title and they get stuck on it and they
yeah,
want to comment, but they never watch the whole thing.
no, they don't. That's how you. That's people's problem too. You have to watch a full video to get a full understanding of
Yes.
what the person is talking about. But like you said, people may watch it 30 seconds, 1 minute, and they'll just drop a crazy comment. But the whole time you miss the whole point. Keyboard killers. That's why I call them
Yes.
keyboard
We
killers.
watch 30 seconds.
Keyboard
I gotta tell
beats.
them what I think.
Right.
But really, you
In
didn't
30
watch the whole
seconds.
10-minute video.
Right. Correct. It takes 10 to 11 minutes to fully understand a topic anyway, because
Yes.
that's the length of the YouTube video is 10 to 11 minutes. So you have to listen to the whole video. Even myself, when I watch other YouTube channels, I'm gonna listen to the whole video
I
before
do.
I react.
I do too.
That's
I
that's
really
crazy
try and
work.
watch the whole thing because sometimes they trick you. And then, like, the beginning starts one way, and at the end, they're like, they flip it around, and you're like, ooh,
Right,
that's great. And that's a good content creator, in my opinion, because they get me to watch
right,
the end. But
exactly.
your videos, I always watch them all the way through. They're not super long, they're not like all over the place. You're pretty concise with your topics. And so for me, I'm like,
Right,
oh, I love this. So I'm like, a 10-minute commitment, I can do that. I can do that. Some
right.
people have hour-long video, a 30-minute. I'm like, I'll save that one on a playlist. I don't
It
have
get
time for that, right?
it get boring.
Unless I'm in the
Yeah,
car or something. So, I'll save
yeah,
that one for when I'm cleaning the house. But those 10-minute videos, those 8-minute videos, 15 minutes, oh, I'll eat those up all day long. So I love your
right,
style and your content. I think it's perfect for consumption. It's not too much. It's
right.
controversial sometimes. Sometimes it's just a
Hmm.
relatable video. And so I
Hmm.
do. I think you're right too. I think your shit's gonna blow up soon, and it's only a matter of time. I feel great that I knew
Right,
you before you got big.
right. The same with you. The
I know,
same
and
with
I'm
you.
constantly growing. It's not fast, but it's a constant uptick.
Right,
It's always going up. I mean, I have like
right.
over 2 million
Seven
views.
K.
I've only been doing this 2 years. So that's a million views a year. And
Right,
I see some bigger creators that don't have that many views. And I'm blown away. I'm like, wow. But I go live a lot. I mean, this is literally my second job, and I eat, sleep, and breathe this sometimes. I try to set it down when I'm at
Hmm.
the other job, and I try to set the other job down when I'm at this job. But,
Right.
workaholic, alcoholic, it all goes together. So I like literally try to freaking work 24/7 because that money
Right.
is necessary. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I need money. We all need
Hmm.
money.
But
And I
but
don't
you
think you're
know
gonna get rich as a content creator, but if you start and you keep going, I do think it'll eventually pay off.
it will. It will. But you have 7K view. I mean 7K subscribers. You getting
I'm
there.
over 8 now.
You,
I'm 8.1
you
now.
getting there.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you,
Oh
every
yeah.
live I feel like I gain like 50 to 100 subscribers.
Oh yeah. You
And
do.
it'll seem like there's
You do.
only 3 people in the whole live. Like, it's weird. So I'm
Right.
confused. They just see it for 10 seconds and subscribe. Oh, fine. I love it. I love it. Hope they watch
You
the
know sometimes
video.
you can't, sometimes you can't actually see who's really watching. Sometimes the numbers
Yeah.
are inaccurate.
I
So,
agree.
keep that.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it'll
Yeah.
say, like right now, it says 4 people. This is probably accurate because there's no, it's not a ton of comments. Hey, Dr. Left Hand Thread. Good to see you in there. So he says, Martha never looks so good. Animal magic. But anyway, sometimes it'll say like three people in there, but
Yeah.
there'll be constant comments. So I'm like, there's got to be more than 3 people in here because there's 25 people making comments down there. And so, yes, I think they
Hmm.
skew this number a lot. The likes, I think,
They
are
do.
accurate. Likes are accurate.
Hmm.
So, likes are
Right.
very important. I think if people stay longer than 30 seconds, that's very important because that's your average. So, if you can get past that average, that's great. I mean,
Right.
it's a game. Dr. Left Hand Thread, he's a great creator too. He knows what's up. He's blowing up on Facebook too. I'd like to do a live with him soon too about his Facebook experience because he's really blowing up on there. He had a
Yeah.
what do you call it? Like a copycat person that was taking his
Right.
videos from YouTube and posted on their Facebook. So he sent me the profile of it, and I started just I'm like fake profile, stolen videos. I'm like hitting them all for him. I'm helping him out, and I'm like, you should do this too. And then it wasn't much longer, Doctor, was it? It was like 3 weeks later. They got rid of that channel. They deleted that channel because it was found to be a fake channel.
Thank good.
Yeah, now Dr.
Yeah.
Left Hand Thread, his shorts on Facebook are going through the roof. I see it. I
Whoa.
see it. It's
Whoa.
amazing. It's
That's
amazing. So
messed up.
Facebook's a great outlet.
It's yeah. It's messed up. Whoever that was who was trying to steal his content, that's messed up, jacked up. Because that man put in hard work to create
Yes.
that content. That's messed up.
Yes.
Jacked up.
It's
Messed up.
crazy. And there's so much of that in the content creation
Hmm.
space. That is why I
Right.
specifically try to stick to YouTube because YouTube sort of protects their content creators more than most. I was on TikTok.
Right.
I have a video about it. I don't know if I can add it in, whatever. I'll put it in the description. But I did a video about TikTok, and they will rob you, and they will take your likeness and will create a new person. After I was banned from TikTok for just joking around, it was ridiculous. Watch it and you'll see. After I was
It's
banned, I had a fan email me and say, "Is this you? Is this really you?" And they sent me a link, and I clicked it. Okay, on TikTok, when I got banned, I had like 7,000 followers. And I just did this basic shit where I would just dance and be like, hey, and I'm dancing to a song. And I didn't do anything at all that was creative. Let's be real. So I was just like, hey, and I was like 10 years younger, right? So it was real cute. Well, TikTok copied all those videos and someone was recreating it. Well, I don't know if it was someone like filming it or if it was TikTok themselves,
right.
but they were allowing
Hmm.
these people to become me and act like they're me. And I'm not kidding you. The link the guy sent me, that creator had 100,000 subscribers. I was so mad.
What?
I'm like, I had 100,000 subscribers and it's not even me, but it's me. I was so mad. I'm like, why didn't that happen to me? I want to talk to this
That's
guy.
crazy.
I want him to boost my channel. I was so mad, but like TikTok will do that to you. It's in your agreement. You don't own any of
Right.
it. And if you edit in the app, you're screwed. I always suggest people that they download or they record their own stuff themselves and edit in a separate editor than the YouTube editor or Instagram editor or TikTok editor, because they will keep the rights to your stuff if you do that. Also with TikTok, if you delete your TikTok, you lose all your drafts. So if you have draft
Oh my goodness.
made that you're saving, you'll lose them
Yeah.
all. So save those in your video editor. That's my advice to content creators. That's a smart thing. Dr. Left Hand Thread
Right.
says it's 5 weeks total to get rid of the guy. It caught me off guard because I didn't think I was big enough to have a copycat. Same here. I was like, I'm just some super girl. I'm like, you know what I mean? I was cute. I had a tight little body back then. And it was like, I wear a little tank top. It was cute. And everybody be like, they love it. I just dance. Hey, how are you? Hey, friend. And it was fun. I had fun with it. It was like fitness. It was fun. It was a relaxation thing. And they literally stole my identity and had more than 100,000 viewers than I did. And
That's
I was like,
crazy.
ow,
Crazy.
this little me, like little me. That's how I felt. Like, why would they copy me? But that made me
Yeah.
take my shit to another platform because I know I'm worth
Right.
it, right? I know my worth now.
Exactly.
TikTok thinks I'm worth 100,000 followers. I'm gonna get it on YouTube where they protect me. They protect me here.
Exactly.
Instagram, I don't think I'm verified, but at least you can verify Instagram and Meta, Facebook. You can verify.
Right.
Now, for my business account for the restaurant, I've been trying to verify it and they won't let me. They're like, you're on the waiting list. So apparently there's a waiting list for businesses
Really?
on Facebook. But I would suggest
Mm-hmm.
getting verified if you can. That cuts back on who can copy your crap.
I have. I'm meta
Right.
verified on Facebook. I'm good. I'm
That's
good on Facebook.
that's
Yeah,
a
I'm
great
good.
idea. And I
Right.
also like Instagram. I was verified, but I don't know if you have to pay for it, but I stopped. No, it was X. I got verified on X, but I
Yes.
stopped paying for it. I'm just not getting the views on X that I thought I would get. And it's weird on there. You
Me
go
neither.
live, you don't get a single
Mm-hmm.
comment. Seems like
That's
bots.
crazy. Really?
I think it's bots. I think it's fake.
I actually posted 3 of my videos on X, and each of them has gotten like 40 to 50 views.
Oh,
But that's
good.
it.
Well, that's better than
But
me.
but 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 I never got no followers off of X. That's why I stopped posting on
Hmm.
X for that reason.
It seemed like my
Yeah.
followers were only from here and are going to X to try to
Mm,
talk to me through the DMs, which is fine, but
right.
I don't think that I gained any followers from X itself.
Yeah. I'm not I'm not
I used to
messing with
always
X no
share.
more.
I would share my lives to X every time, but now they've taken away the ability to do that. Like you can't even share to
Really?
X. You have to actually physically take the link, go to X, post it
Mm,
instead of being able to click share to X. I thought that was
right.
strange, but I'm like, fine, because X ain't doing me no favors.
Yeah. Right. It's hard to get traction on X anyway. So it's a
I've
waste
heard
of
that.
time.
Yeah. I'm
It's a
not
waste of
into it. I
time.
think it's more political and it's, just crappy garbage. A lot of it's fake
Right.
news, in my opinion.
It is. It is. It's
Yeah.
probably AI generated anyways.
Probably. Dr. Left Hand Side said his copycat guy had 9,000 followers on Facebook. Wow.
Wow.
Can you imagine being
He
such a
must have he
trashy person that you're like, I'm gonna go look for people on YouTube to copy?
right. That's weird, man. But you know something? When it comes down to them copycat channels, they know something about SEO because
Yes.
they doing something right to get. So many followers and so many subscribers. Like, how in the heck is they able to do that? And we
Correct.
can't do it.
I agree. Because I'm
Like,
the real person. Dr. Left Hand Thread, the real person. You're the real person. How are they able to go so far above us when we're actually doing the work?
exactly.
You're right. So it probably is SEO.
Exactly.
And I don't know where they're sharing it, but it's really wild. And it should be illegal to do that. To copy
Yeah.
content creator, you should have to pay like some major fine.
For real.
It's
Seriously.
not cool. Because we're not making money
Mm,
anyway. We're not sitting here getting rich. I'm not Mr. Beast. And even people I
right.
know that have 100,000 followers, they're living a modest lifestyle. They maybe don't have a 9 to 5. Maybe they can just do YouTube full time. Maybe they can hire a person, but they're
Right.
still scared to death to lose their monetization. They're still scared that, oh, well, what if my views go down? I can't pay the rent. And I don't know if I want to be in that boat. That's scary.
Me neither. Me either. And that's why I'm gonna keep my freaking job and I'm gonna keep on dropping content. The only way I would ever quit a 9 to 5 is unless I'm at $1 million. If
Right,
I
right.
have $1 million, cool. If I don't have $1 million, I'm not doing it. Look at
No,
this idiot on the motorcycle.
I heard that.
Oh my goodness.
I love that. He must know you're live. He's a fan.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I love it.
yeah,
Dr. Left Hand Thread
yeah.
says, I have almost 17K followers on Facebook. I'm keeping my job too. I love it. I love it. No, we have to. I think we
Definitely
have to. Until I have my retirement
smart man.
settled, until my kids have brand new cars, I'm still going to work both
Right.
jobs.
Facts. Facts.
The world is expensive.
It's common sense. Common sense. Got to do it.
Yeah. The
Got to
world's
do it, man.
expensive. I'm not going to gamble. I don't.
Oh yeah.
I don't do all kinds of makeup content or content based around Amazon hauls or anything like that. I don't have
Yeah.
brand deals right now. I would love one, but I don't have brand deals right now. The wine ain't paying. So it's
Right.
just funny to me, like we are trying to make it,
Right.
and like
Right.
people probably look at us and they think, oh, they're making money online. Let me tell you, you know how much I made on Facebook? I had a viral post in January on Facebook for the business. And I mean, I don't think we had anything. I think we had 10,000 views on it and maybe 800 comments or something like that, maybe more. And literally,
Right.
that was the biggest post we ever had. And we were monetized. What did we make off that whole post? $30.
What? Seriously?
$30. Yes.
That's crazy.
No, and you can't even I don't even think you can get the money out until you hit a certain amount. Like, like YouTube, you have to hit $100. So I don't know what it is on Facebook,
Yeah,
but
100.
I
No,
was like,
no,
well, I
no,
made
no, no. Facebook.
$30, but I gotta wait to get it
No, 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 no. Facebook is $50.
out.
It's
Okay,
50
so
on
I
Facebook.
hit the viral one and I
Mhm.
hit 30, and then I was like, well, I just gotta get another 20 to get it out, right? And I did get eventually
Right.
paid
Right.
for it. But I took a screenshot of it the other day and I'm like, I mean, it's June, and since that viral post, I don't think I've made $100 off Facebook. You and Dr. Left Hand Thread, you're doing different things. I'm just posting food and stuff like that, getting a little controversial on the
Yeah.
business page. But it was just funny. We
Right.
did a
Right.
post. We did a post because in January in our city, a bunch of businesses decided to close in support of abolishing ICE. So we did a post. We're like,
Yeah.
hey, we noticed a lot of local restaurants want to close because of ICE, but we have workers who want to work because they have bills to pay. What do you think we should do? What's your opinion? And oh my gosh, everybody came out the woodwork to give their opinion. And it was great. But some of it was bad. They were like, we'll never eat with you again. And stuff like that. It's like, oh, you're getting political. And it's like, we were really getting political, but just like people don't watch the video before
Yeah.
they comment, people don't really thoroughly read before they comment. So it was like, we looked
Exactly.
like we were or we looked like we were pro ICE essentially, but that was not what we were
Mm.
going for. But it blew up.
Right.
It was
Mm.
amazing. I definitely say on Facebook, if you get controversial or political, you'll make money. You'll make money. But it's a battle. It's hard to deal with all the crap comments, the threats. You're
Right.
racist. You're terrible. Your business should go out of business. Like I mean, it's
Right.
horrible. It's horrible, but that's
Yeah.
kind of how you got to do it sometimes to make money.
Well, you know me. I'm a strong-minded man. I'm a strong-minded individual. So it's
I
not
know.
gonna hurt my feelings. They can call me. They can call me the devil. They can call me He-Man. I wouldn't give a
I know.
crap. I mean,
You remind
I'm gonna
me
keep.
that
You
you remember that saying when we were
know,
kids? I'm rubber and you're glue.
yeah.
Bounce off me, stick to you.
Yeah.
I feel like you go on that vibe. You're like, bring the money. Good for you, dude. I love it because you got to think outside the box. You got to be a real person.
It's
You got to be realistic here. You know, people that are fake, that's
facts.
great. Fake people make money all day long, but I think real people strike a chord in the viewers. You're a real person. You're a real
Yeah.
personality. You're not a fake person. I think that strikes a chord, and that I follow more people that seem real to me than people that seem fake. And I just have a general
Exactly.
swerve with fake people, but
Right.
I know you're gonna get headed though. I don't want to keep you too long, but I really want everybody to go to
Yeah.
Sippy King Media is the channel. This is Sippy King. He's a real person, real, real, real. Go check out his videos because you're either gonna be like, "Oh, he said what?" or you're gonna laugh, or you're gonna cry, or whatever. But there's all kinds of. He touches a lot of subjects, all kinds of stuff: mental health, workplace environment, racial issues, just general life, and making it. Just making it in the day to day. I love his content, so I really wanted to go live with him again, share this with you guys, and thank you, Dr. Left Hand Thread, for coming in. Thank you, Matt, for coming in. Dr. Left Hand Thread says $30 from a picture post is good. It wasn't it was a written post. And he said, no politics for me. I'm not touching it. So you won't get that from Dr. Left Hand Thread, but he also has a great channel.
Hmm.
If you're into fixing tools,
Right.
go check him out. He's got some good stuff. Both these guys are on Facebook too. Sippy King's on Facebook. Check it out. A lot of action over there. You could talk to some people in them comments. It's a good time. So I love it so much. Thank you so much for going live with me again. We're gonna have to try the Stream Lab thing again. But I'll work on
Most
that. I'll do
definitely.
some research.
Most definitely. But I appreciate everybody watching, and go check out my channel. It's Sippi King Media. Yep.
And I hope we hit you over 4,000 viewers today. That's my only goal
I
for
hope.
you. 'Cause you'll get that by the end of the weekend. By the end of the weekend, I think you'll be over
most
four.
most most definitely.
All right, man. Have a good night at work. Be safe. Keep it cool, not toxic.
Oh, I will. I will.
All right, man. It's so good to see you. Thanks so much.
You see you on around tomorrow or Saturday or something. We'll
All
talk.
right, man. Yeah, we should. I'll
All right.
chat with you. We got to go live again. It's good stuff.
All right.
Have a good night, man.
All right. You too now.